Hey, welcome back in, friends. Well, we made it through the holidays, but now those bills come rolling on you like a freight train. On top of skyrocketing heating bills from this deep freeze, so how can we start to chip ourselves out of holiday debt? That's the question.
That is a very good question, actually. And so we have financial expert Brad Hacker here, and he is going to give us some clarity and a plan to get in place for this, for this recovery of the holidays.
That's right.
Brad, thank you so much for coming in.
Man, always excited to be back.
Well, and we're excited to have you because, we all need financial advice
For sure.
at one point or another in our lives and in our careers. So let's talk about where do we even start after the holidays?
I think the first thing is just simply assessing, okay, what did we pile up?
Right,
And
right.
kind of getting our plan together and figuring out how much of this is actually stuff that we accumulated over the last month or so as we were buying gifts and taking advantages of sales.
And easy to kind of lose yourself. Right? Because you want the kids to have a great Christmas.
That's right.
One more present, one more present. Next thing you know, when you start analyzing those bills that come back, I may have gone past my budget.
Yeah, that buy it now button's a deadly thing.
It is.
So it's really easy to click that. So first step is just assess, okay, what do we got? And then the second thing is just simply, now let's get a plan. Okay, where are we going to create either extra income? So am I going to DoorDash for a few weekends to get some extra money coming in, or do some Uber or things like that, or maybe pick up an extra shift or overtime at work, get some extra income to pay that down. So we're either going to increase income, or the flip side of that is we're going to cut expenses. So maybe now, maybe with all this snow and crazy ice, maybe we're not going to eat out as often as we normally do, and use some of that money to pay it down. So if we can do a combination of creating some income, some extra income, in order to be able to throw it at that debt and get out of it, and then combine that with maybe some temporary cutting out of expenses to free up some extra money, it's a great way to start to chip away at that.
Do you find, Brad, with some of the folks that you're counseling, that that panic of that reality kind of leads to indecision, sort of locked in place? Okay, I'm not sure how to deal with this, and the heating bills and the gas bills are twice what I thought they'd be too.
Absolutely.
So it really does kind of put people in that mode of, I'm not even sure where to start.
Absolutely. And I think a big part of that is just knowing where you're at on things, and maybe even sit down doing a little bit of a budget. You talk about those things we call like the core four things: roof over our head and clothes on our back and food on our table and transportation to and from work so we can make money. We obviously need to prioritize those things first, but then look at the other things that maybe where we're spending a little extra and things like that. But a lot of times it is the not really knowing is what causes the fear. So just taking a minute and going, okay, let's actually look at the credit card bill and things like that.
You are
giving ourselves
absolutely right. You are absolutely right, because people, they don't want to face reality on this, and including my, my family. We are, it's hard to sit down and really face the reality. Oh my gosh, look what we did over the holidays. This is horrible. But you're saying absolutely need to do it. So once you kind of sit down and you actually go through it,
just
and you
take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
And you like add it all up and you look at it. The plan, really that's the beginning of kind of taking that weight off your shoulder, isn't it?
And it doesn't make it, they don't make it easy on us to see those things, because it isn't like the old days when we would get our statements in the mail and we would look at them. Now we get the email that says, click here, your statement's ready. And we never click the email and look at our statement. So actually, okay, let's take a minute and click the email this time. Let's see our statement. Let's see what the damage is.
How do you know if those returns you've made are even posting to the right account? So, I mean, you really do have to do your due diligence on this.
And a lot of times you find little places when you're actually looking at it where you can save a little money. You didn't realize that, oh, we never watch Hulu anymore. Maybe we need to, but we're still paying for it. We need to cancel it. Or maybe, okay, maybe I'm not going to the gym as often as I should. Maybe I can do without that for a month or two. And just finding those little $20 here and $15 there that really do add up and make a difference. To get out of, a few $100s or maybe a couple $1,000s in credit card debt that you incurred over the holidays.
Encouraging. And if you're just completely lost, that's why financial planners come in handy.
Financial coaches come in handy to be able to just sit down with you and give you an idea of how to budget and how to get out of these things. So definitely always available to help people do that when they need it.
And where can people reach out if they do have questions for you, Brad?
The easiest thing is always just to shoot me an email. My email's easy. It's just bradley.hacker@benchmark.us. always just put financial questions or financial tips in the subject line. That way I'll know that it came from this environment, and we'd be glad to help.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, thanks so much for coming in, and thanks for all the tips. It's always very helpful.
Always glad to see you guys.
Good to see you, Brett. Appreciate the clarity, which is what you need at a time like this. Stay with us. Back after the break.